Hey, 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 happy Friday. Dang, it's the last day of March. That's cool. All right, everybody. We're live for a special Q&A today just because I felt like it. So as you know, I'm going to do my best to answer questions. I don't know everything, but I'm going to do everything I can to answer questions. Dave, Howard, Lucy, Noemi, welcome to the live. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining me. So I have some people to interact with. That'd be boring if I were just by myself. Hey, Paul, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook in the Improve Your Groove group, or I don't know, this is out there at 4 different places. So I'm going to do my best to keep up with chat. But I'm not, I will say this, I'm no David Lemon. So I can't, keep up with everything and make sure I talk to everybody. So let's see. All right, guys, so if you're joining us, yeah, Ryan, glad you could join us. If you're joining us and you're not used to the Q&A, let me just say a couple things. So in the Groove for Growth Academy, we do a Q&A every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And basically Academy members get on with me and we do some great Q&A. Sometimes groove related, most of the times groove related. The last one was just all about AI for some reason. So, but it was a good discussion. And yeah, so I'm going to show some things. I got my whiteboard up here that I want to show you some stuff today, some new things, but I also want to answer questions. So let's see. Dave, you were sitting here like, I think Dave showed up like an hour ago and was like, "Hey, I don't want to miss it." Anyhow, welcome. You got a question today? You're muted.
Now you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Great. Yeah, I put in 2 p.m. Eastern time, converted to GMT, and it told me that it's equal to 6 o'clock in the evening here, but it's not. It's 7 o'clock. That's why I was on a little bit early.
I figured it was the whole time thing. I can never remember if we're on Eastern Daylight Time or Eastern Standard, whatever the heck it is, savings time. And so I just put ET in there because it's Eastern time, whatever the Eastern time is right now.
Ooh, Howard's so clever. He says British Standard Time, not GMT.
Ooh, there you go.
Is what I should have asked for. Actually, I think you're right, Howard. Thank you very much for that.
See there,
that information.
You always learn things by coming to the Q&A.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
I've got some feedback.
Oh, great. Feedback.
Yep, for a change, and it's positive. I did a broadcast via Amazon, AWS, I think it is, to 153 people. And I got 1 hard bounce.
That's amazing. We love that.
Okay.
People say, why are you happy about a hard bounce? Because it was 1 and not 73.
Exactly, because my previous experience was not a good one.
Yeah.
I had to send my list to Groove, and then they cleaned it up. And so my last 2 broadcasts have actually worked very well.
I love it. Okay,
then I have a question. My main site is down, and it says here, 2023 copyright, all rights reserved. The sponsored listings displayed above are served automatically by a third party. Neither parking crew nor the domain owner maintain any relationship with the advertisers, is what I've got on my screen if I try and go to my .com site.
And it's one you have published with Groove?
Yes, it was always working, but then I went and changed some stuff because it is the registrar is Namecheap.
Okay.
and I had to change it from basic to whatever it is, so that I could change some and add MX records and for private email.
Yeah.
And
So I
since
think
then, my site is down.
So I think what happened there is, I'm guessing, we can take a look at it, but I'm guessing that when you made your changes, you set the server back to Namecheap instead of to Groove, and so it's pointing to a place where your site is not. But you are in luck, because you can share your screen and we can walk through that and fix it for you. How's that sound?
That sounds excellent. Where do I need to be?
So first thing, just if you don't mind, show me the screen, what it looks like when you go to your domain. We can start there.
Share screen.
Starting your first blog and looking for
two monitors. Are you seeing anything?
Not yet.
Share.
That's mine.
Is that
so you got to do share. You got to choose which desktop or window you're going to share, and then click share again, or present, or something like that.
Okay, I've got present. I'm going into present. Okay. Share screen.
Yep.
Screen is easier with two monitors. Share screen. I click again, and then I've got a Chrome tab, a window, entire screen. So I think it's entire.
I would do entire screen. Yeah, choose choose entire screen. It's
right.
Keeps us from losing our place. And then click share again.
Screen one. Oh, here we go. I've actually got 3 screens, so I'll share that one.
Perfect. And here it is. All right.
It's exactly what I'm getting from them. So if I refresh that,
yeah, parking crew nor the domain owner. Interesting. So let's just, first of all, if you can go into Namecheap, let's go take a look at your domain registrar is Namecheap, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's go take a look at your Namecheap information.
Let's just get it quickly. Namecheap. And what I will do is I'll move this to the other screen.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. And let's go to...
Can I just show you this? I've changed this parking page to off.
Yeah, it shouldn't have anything actually. Let's just go. What I want to do is go up to the top, and yeah, let's see here. Okay, so right there where you have, scroll down a little bit more. It says Alberto and Georgia. I don't recognize those, but maybe in your region, that's what the Groove site gave you.
Yes, it was always that before, and that was given to me by Cloudflare.
Oh, so you're using Cloudflare.
I think I'm using Cloudflare.
Well, let's open that up and see. Yeah, because I don't recognize those, so it's probably a Cloudflare.
So you want to see the Cloudflare?
Yes.
Right. Cloudflare. Okay, I'm going to move this on top.
Oh, share this page.
There's Cloudflare.
Right. Okay, so yeah, Alberto. Yeah, that's good. So Alberto and Georgia, that's what you want. How long ago did you put this in here?
3-4 hours ago.
Uh-huh. All right. So let's now go to the DNS over on the left.
I just want to show you one quick thing that they are saying. I have to log into the Namecheap account.
Yep.
And remove these name servers.
Yeah, but you've already done that. Yeah, you've already done that.
Yeah.
No. So once you use the custom domain, you've done the same thing. So go over to the left there and click on the DNS. And let's see what you've got down here. Yeah, okay. So we don't have anything right there where it says CNAME www.parkingpage.namecheap. You need to delete that one. That's That's what's sending it to the parking
I
page.
see. Okay. Can I?
Also,
how do I do
also,
that?
yeah, go to the right where it says edit.
Okay. Parking page, edit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And let's just actually, if you want to, where it says www, change that to host, HOST, change where it says parkingpage.namecheap.com. Change that to say host, HOST 10.
That's the
Groove
groove
pages.
one.
Yep.
Groove
Groove pages.com.
pages.com.
Yeah, and don't proxy it, I think. And then say save. Somebody can correct me. I haven't click save down there in the bottom right, the blue button. Yep. Yep. And then we also want to delete the A record that's at the top. Just delete that record, bottom left. Yep. And then let's go up to the tab. Just go back and see if you can open your website now.
Okay, let's try that. You can see my page.
Yep. Okay, so we're right now. Okay, let's go back to. Yeah, let's go to add record.
To add
Anybody
record.
that's anybody that's been in here lately and done it with Cloudflare, jump in. But you want to do a CNAME record.
Type CNAME.
Yep. And use @ for the root. And then type in the host 10.groovepages.com again.
Host 10groovepages.com.
Yep. And
proxied.
save. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be proxied, but again, I'm not positive. So let's turn it off and see what happens. Okay, now check your site to see if you can get there. It's at least thinking about it now. Incredibleshorts.com, is that right?
That is correct.
Now I'm still getting cannot. You're seeing this because the site does not support HTTPS.
That can't be true, but that comes from Cloudflare, isn't that correct?
The secure server should be coming from Cloudflare.
So maybe there's a setting incorrect on Cloudflare.
Yeah. Okay. So Lucy said, does he have a dot after host 10? Let's check that. Oh, okay. It should be host10.groovepages.com. Yes. Host10 dot. Change that. That one there is. I don't know whose mic we're picking up from, but I'm hearing some chatter in the background. All right, let's try it again. Who am I hearing audio from?
Ruthie?
Oh, it's from Dave.
Can you turn that down, please? People all over the world are listening to it. Is that better?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I'll say reload.
Yeah, mine's still saying that it's not secure. Okay. It's kind of hard for me to see your screen. Let's see. Comments. Hey, welcome. Somebody who said hi. All right, let me pull up your screen larger again. Hold on. Let's do it this way. All right. So we got CNAME. Mail. Let's see. What's this private email? We got a TXT record. Looks good.
There's
Let's
a
go.
oh, there's
Let's
a
go.
double. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Let's go back over to your settings. Let's see. Cloudflare protection is in a pending state while we verify ownership. Oh, let's go click on pending domains and see what that tells us.
Is that
Over on
down here?
there's a message right at the top of your page there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, click on that. Let's see here. Pending. When you add it, will be pending until we can verify ownership. This means DNS records, even those set to proxy traffic through, will be DNS only until your zone has been activated. Now, let me ask you this. Is there a reason why you chose to go through Cloudflare instead of setting it up
Directly with Groove?
Yeah.
Because originally, when I was building sites, I used Cloudflare. There wasn't an option to do it via Groove. But
well,
I don't mind changing.
Just for kicks and giggles, let's go delete the domain from Groove and re-add it. And you want to take a look at your DNS records there. I guess your Cloudflare account will stay there, so you'll be able to come back and find your DNS records. So go into your Groove account and delete the DNS record. We just lost in feed in Facebook. Anybody else lost the feed in Facebook? Let's see. Looks like it's running for me. I can see it in Facebook. So who said that? I can't tell who said it. So if you want to identify yourself and tell me where you're, oh, I'm in Facebook and all okay. Yeah, Luis, thank you. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to your incredibleshorts.com. We're going to delete that with the trash can.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, just delete it. Do it. Be bold.
Oh, I hate this. Yeah.
Now click add domain. And we're going to go full domain setup. Let's go down and click the next button and put the name in there. Next. Now you're going to need to go into Namecheap and change your servers to these two, Dora and Major.
Dora and Major, Namecheap.
Yeah. Over on the left, your first tab there. On the browser we're on. Yep. And oh, you got a window sticking on top of it.
Okay, let me just minimize this quickly.
There you go. So then change those name servers over there on the left. You can, yeah, just replace Alberto with Dora.
Sorry, can you tell me what it is? Dora.
.ns.cloudflare.com.
.ns.
Just like the one below it.
Cloudflare.
And then you can just replace the name Georgia with the word major. Just that part. Yep. MAJOR. And then click the check mark over on the right, the green check mark. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit of time to redirect. So we might need to give it a couple of minutes and then we'll come back. But you're going to go over into your Groove account again, which is the one you minimized.
Yep.
And you can say next and validate the DNS record and complete the process. So it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take just a little bit for it to.
Must I click there?
You can try it, but I mean,
That is
sometimes
it.
it'll be right away. Yeah, you can click that, and then it's gonna have you click again. So click the validate down there. Yeah, it's not ready yet. So let's
Okay.
give that a minute or two. We'll answer somebody else's question, and then
Thank you
we'll.
so much.
Yeah. We'll
Go ahead.
all right. So great, Dave. Let's see, Howard. Howard, you were hanging out here. Do you have questions today? You are muted, and you are becoming a ghost. Join your Zoom. All right. So while Howard is unmuting, Noemi, did you
Hello.
bring questions with you today?
Yes, we did.
All right.
Brother and I. Yes. I think I'll let this one talk first.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
hello, everybody. Just,
Does this one have a name?
Pardon?
Does this one have a name?
Oh, she has a great name.
Yeah. My name is Harbor.
Harbor.
H-A-R-B-O-U-R.
Excellent. Nice. Very good. All right, Harbor, welcome to the show. Wow us with your question.
Well, nothing wowing, but sure. First question is, whenever we look up the website on the phone, it is not stationary and it moves around. So we're wondering if there's anything we can do about that.
What's the name? What's the name of the site again? I know I've looked it up before, but
Yes.
let's see if I can
Homecht.
look it up.
Homecht, and it's a real mess. Actually, the hamburger doesn't work on the mobile either.
HOMECHT.
Yes, CHET.com.
Oh,
yes.
So what is palm leaf? That's not it. ET.com.
I'm sorry, HOMECHT.com. Yes.
Oh, okay. There's no T there. Okay. T.com. Yeah. So that's where I was. Okay. So it's not stationary. Yeah. Okay. So what you have is you have an issue with spacing, and somewhere in your site, we can go take a look, but somewhere you have extra space, or you have something that's extra long, and it's pushing it. It's forcing the screen to be wider than your actual page on the mobile site. So what we're going to need to do is you're going to need to share screen, and we're going to have to kind of debug what's going on there. So if you can share screen. Hey, Howard, did you get your mic worked out? Can you unmute yet?
I think it's okay now, Kevin. I don't quite know what happened there.
Yeah. Did you bring questions?
No, I didn't actually this time, but I thought
Okay.
that I'd hop on the call and see if I could learn from other people.
Perfect. All right. So let's first of all, Harbor, let's go ahead and go to the desktop view instead of the mobile view. Yep. All right. And just scroll down through here for me. Well, actually, let's do this. Keep going. Let's go down to the bottom. All right. Do you know, it's awfully hard to tell without going through every single block, but the first place, because I don't see any, strange spacing obviously on it. Click on one of these images for me. Okay. So first go back to where you first clicked. Okay. So you're looking at text. All right, that's fine. And that text is inside. Go up one level. You have a lot of space in that text, I think, or is it just hard returns? Go to the spacing over on.
It's just spacing.
Okay. And did you clear that out of your mobile site?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you have spacing in there as well, which maybe you want it that way. That doesn't seem to be cause. Okay, from where you are right now, go up to the container that's holding that text. So on your breadcrumbs at the bottom, yeah, or you can do that as well. Just do me a favor and click spacing and size on this. Let's just. Okay, that's fine. Size. Okay, so what you have right now is you have a fixed height and a static. You have a minimum width of 350. Probably should fit in. I wouldn't size anything this way, by the way. I'm not sure. Do you know why you sized it this way?
Not sure. It's been a while, and I've learned some new things since, and just yeah, I shouldn't have sized it this way. But
Yeah. So that's one thing to go through and look. Anytime you start using the fixed height or the fixed width, you can cause problems over on mobile where it obviously just doesn't work. This shouldn't be a problem specifically because it's 350. That should fit on your mobile. But what I would do instead is, oh, this is a container. I see. You have an image behind a container and you're trying to get most of the image into that container. Is that right?
yes.
Yeah. And so you have you were working with the height and the width to do that. Let's, I don't think that's causing the stable issue. And yeah, I don't think that's causing it to have left to right.
We were actually thinking of just redoing the whole front page, the main page,
Well,
just because it's there's some other issues also with the images up top.
yeah, if it were me, that's the first thing I would do is redo it. Just because you obviously have, so when you look at mobile and it will, slide left to right, that means that something in there has a hard-coded width on it, or sometimes when you put like a link that's extra long, which I don't see anything like that, that can force it to be wider than the mobile screen. And if you go back and build it with, I know that you've learned some things since you started. I think you will have a lot better luck with when you get to mobile. But again, so here's the thing for everybody watching and for Noemi and Harbor, to debug this, you would almost have to go through, I would have to go through every element, every block until I found the one that had the extra space in it.
Okay.
And we can't do that in a
Right.
1 hour call. But for me, if I got here, the title at the very top could be the problem. Okay, let's go take a look. Let's go to the top. Somebody said the title at the top could be the problem. Yeah, let's see. What's the size
Yeah,
on
it
that?
could be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's
yeah.
fixed width right there. So let's get rid of that fixed width and make it relative to parent. And then let's get rid of the static, all of that, make it auto down below. Or our parent default, yeah. And same thing. All right, now pull that relative to parent back. Oh, by the way, we're only on the mobile right now. We may have wanted to make this change for everything, but that's fine. Pull that back and okay, so what we're doing right now is we're resizing the text element. All right, let's go ahead and pull that back up to where it was. And do me a favor and turn your toggle switch back on. And then go to the desktop. Because ultimately you shouldn't have to change this everywhere. So what we have right now is the text. I'm trying to see your breadcrumbs. Yeah, sorry, the screen is hard for me to read here.
We're on text.
We're on text, and let's do spacing as well. Let's check the spacing right above where you are.
Oh,
Let's
that's
just
weird.
get rid of the 40 on the left. Okay, at least it'll be centered. Now go up to the container that's holding it.
You can go here.
If you just go down to the breadcrumbs, you can click on yeah. And when you get there, check.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work. That's weird.
Okay, did you happen? Did you? Okay, did you use is this originally a nav bar? Do you know?
No, it's not.
It never was, and you just deleted the nav stuff out of it.
It was never a nav bar.
Okay. Okay, so again, for me, I wouldn't waste any more time.
Yeah. Okay.
I would rebuild this block because there's something broken on it, and it's not worth the time finding out what's broken on that block.
Yeah.
So maybe try rebuilding that block and rebuild a block at a time, and see if that gets you going.
A few more questions.
Sure.
This, I mean, but if we're rebuilding it,
Yeah, I mean, we will rebuild it. I was just wondering why it's so hard, or if we just can't connect
the page to this button.
So if you go into settings, I mean, we tried putting in the URL, we tried putting in the page, and nothing works. But let's rebuild it. We're
gonna rebuild it. So it's if there's any
Okay.
more
Well,
issues,
I mean, yeah, just come back on Tuesday to the Q&A or shoot a question into the group. I saw you had a question about the nav bar as well.
yeah, the hamburger button on the.
Because on the mobile app, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't lead you to any other pages.
I can't even edit it. Technically, it doesn't matter on. If I go to.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not a fan of the nav bars, by the way. But if you go to the desktop, and is this a nav bar that you found? Did you pull this as a nav bar block, or did you put one of the nav bars from the elements into an empty container?
First, turn it into a global block. I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. So this is in a global block.
It is.
Click on. So did you try editing the global block in mobile view?
No.
So you'll have to go back to the desktop. Click on the block. Click on the block. Okay, so this is not a global block, or it would say global block right there.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, no, it's not a global block.
Okay. Then, so my question remains: when you built this, did you build it with a nav bar block, or did you have an empty container block and put a nav bar into it?
Probably the second, right?
Yeah, no, I had an empty container and then.
Yeah. So for me, I have found that sometimes when doing it that way, you will run into a situation where the hamburger menu doesn't work, and I don't know why. That's the cool thing about being on a Q&A with me. I don't work for Groove, so I can't answer everything. But I do know that I've had that same trouble when I've done what you've talked about, when I've pulled the nav bar element into a container.
Yeah.
So one way around that the way that I get around that is I actually have 2 blocks at the top of the page, and one of them is just the nav bar that is a regular nav bar that I want to work on my mobile device. And you can hide elements on different device, different screen sizes. So what I would do is I would put a new nav bar at the top of this page, build it simply so it works on mobile, and it won't be like the empty block with the 2, because you don't need the same structure, right? You don't need the 2 sides and the logo in the middle. You just want a logo with the hamburger menu. So what you'll do then is you're going to hide this version on mobile, and you're going to hide the other version on, well, actually, you're going to hide this on mobile and the first tablet there, the left 2 screen sizes. Do you know how to hide an element?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Okay. So that's what I would do is actually have a separate nav bar block just for mobile and the vertical tablet.
All right.
And I only have one other question. It's regarding the names of the pages. Can you show what I mean? So, for example,
We're still getting a lot of background noise from somebody somewhere.
It's probably us.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's the people who are presenting, that's fine. I just want to make sure. Sorry. So your question was?
Just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, for example, shop or leaf lessons. So when we click on those pages, it says in the URL, it says homech.com/ and then page 11 instead of our mission or instead of leaf lessons.
Right.
How do we change that?
Okay. So you're going to, for the one right now, you're on shop and you see that it's /page 10.
Right.
And that's what you want to change, right?
Yes. We just wanted to say /shop. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there are about 3 steps. Number 1, make sure you are currently editing the page you want to change, which you are because it's highlighted in pink and you're on the shop page. Then click the gear on the left. On the left. Yep. And there you go. And that's where you change the URL.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So again, just make sure, well, you're going to have to type something in there. It has to have a URL in there. You have to type the word, and it should be all lowercase. So you actually have to put the URL in that you want it to be.
Oh, the whole URL.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, not the whole URL, just the / part. You had it right when you had just the word shop with the lowercase s. Yeah, no slash. Sorry.
Yeah.
No slash, just the word. Yeah. Take the / out.
Perfect.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anything else?
I think we just need to get this fixed, all of it.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Thank
Dave,
you.
did you get an updated domain yet? Thanks, Noemi and Harbor. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for working at it.
I'm just going to check very quickly.
Right.
Thank you.
Incredible.
You're welcome.
Shorts. Oh.
And
Guess
validate
what?
your what?
It's working.
That's because click your validate DNS down there at the bottom.
Okay.
It's kind of because it was already connected. And now choose the primary app as Groove Pages.
Choose primary app for this domain.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the left one is Groove Pages and check mark.
Where is that?
Right
there.
Right there where right where your mouse was. Yeah, just that checkbox. And then what you need to do now is you need to go to your DNS which is the button over on the right, the first. Yep. And you're going to need to add your MX records and that TXT record that you had. So you have 2 MX records for Namecheap private email.
Yes, that's correct. I must
And if
add
you-
them in here.
Yep, add them in here. Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. Thank you.
That will
very
get you
much.
up and running.
I am so grateful.
Good.
Very, very. This has been one of the most fabulous calls I've had. I have a
Great.
question.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about the download file name.
Yeah.
From the membership site,
Yeah.
where it sends files down as gobbledygook, and people can't actually find the file that they've downloaded in their downloads folder.
Because it's not named and they have to.
Yes. Is there any
remember that.
progress on that? Are they going to fix it?
You know what? I'm going to ask right now and see if I can get an answer for you.
Okay. How do you do that?
How do I do that? I have my ways. I have my secret.
I think you've got a red line phone, one of those red phones that you.
So that they have. Oh, sorry, everybody. Silence.
While everybody's listening to me from a very wet and miserable London.
Is that unique, or isn't that kind of odd? Sorry.
It's normal. It's normal.
All right. I'll see if I can find out for you. That's a good question. Just for everybody's info, we had a discussion in a previous Q&A. If you go, I'll just show it here. When you go to Groove Mail, Groove Member.
Yes.
Hello. Didn't mean to do that. We are running slowly today. Okay, when you go to Groove Member, there's this section called Files, and this is where you upload your files. And if you go copy this URL, instead of it being Guidelines for Copyright, let's go back. You can see that the name here is Guidelines for Copywriting. But if you go over here, the download, let's see what we get. We get a PDF named 4BEB8CF43F6AE9.
That's exactly the problem. Yes, thank you.
Now look, it changed its name after I opened it up, but that's on the inside. So yeah, this is not helpful.
Yes, agreed.
So I sent the note in, and we'll see. I don't know if we'll get an answer during the show, as it were, but
thank you very much. Thank you very much for highlighting it. It's very useful. I hope it's been useful to other people as well.
Let me just say, yeah, exactly. So let me just say, if we, I'll do this. Last night when I was in Groove Member, let's see if I have my screenshot. I think it's here. Yeah, just a little sneak peek there. I learned this morning that this was errantly published on Groove Member inside the image library. But last night I saw this little front end AI fetch button, and we had simple versus animated images that I could select from. It disappeared today, and I understand it was not supposed to show up yet. But the other thing that was here was this search bar. So we currently don't have that, but it looks like search is coming. So that's great, except if I go over to my image library, and let me show you something.
You've got 1,000 images.
Yeah, but now it'd be great if you could search, right? You could just put the name in,
Yes.
but it's actually a very similar issue. By the way, I was messing with easy blocks. I want to show you those as well. But if I go in here, see the name of that image? Yeah, I was also seeing the name when I hovered over the images yesterday, but that's gone as well. But my image names were very similar to this. AHR0CH.
Yes.
Again, the same thing. So search isn't really helpful. So anyhow, at this current, the way it sits right now, that's not going to be helpful, but it will be, and it is coming. So
yeah.
I enjoyed.
Otherwise, you have to re-index all your pictures, all your images.
Re-index, and as everybody knows, when you have 1,000 pictures and you want to go back to the 1,000th one, just give up, just re-upload it again, and have copy after copy after copy of the same image.
Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, so we have some. Let me see if I can get some of the comments here. Beth is trying to join. Beth, the link is in the Groove for Growth, but I don't know if you're a member of that. I think you are. If you're in the Groove for Growth Academy, if you go into that Facebook group, the link is there. If you don't find it there, let me know. All right. So I saw a question here about GroovePay. Somebody. Let's see. Yeah. How do I sign up for Groove Payment Gateway? Do I have to have a product for sale first in Groove Cart, or can it be in Marketplace or membership? Okay, so some of those questions don't connect. That's like saying, does it need to be a spoon, or does it need to be applesauce, or does it need to be a dog? So if you want to sell anything with GroovePay, you should have a domain, you should have a site, and you should know what you're going to sell. You don't have to have it set up. You don't have to have it ready to go. You just have to say, this is what I'm going to be selling. And then you go into Groove, and we'll do it again. Whoops. Let's do this. If you want to apply for GroovePay, you go into Groove Sell. And I don't know if we've gotten... Let's see if it's anywhere besides payment gateways. There you go. Go into your account settings and billing, go to payment gateways, click plus, and sign up for Groove Sell with this button right here. And then that will get you started, and you basically got to answer the questions, fill out the forms, and go from there. That's it. Groove Webinar, Howard. Groove Webinar is active as an ever webinar. So you can put recorded webinars or videos up, but we can't do live webinars yet. How do you give images a name? That's the thing. You can't right now, Jim. So that's part of what we need. Lucy, welcome again.
Oh, thank you for having a Friday. Yay.
A Friday, you could make it.
So I was just wondering, what's the best way to test something once you have a page set up, you want to, and you have a product attached to it. What's the best way to test it, and specifically even more for the payment? Because when I was with Funnels, they would give you a credit card number, and I could test 1,000 times.
So it depends on what your processor you're using. So for me, when I want to test a payment process, a purchase, I use Stripe test mode. So I have both Stripe and GroovePay connected to my account. Stripe has this really easy, relatively easy setup. It's the same thing. Basically, you go into Stripe into, I forget what it's called, trial mode. Maybe I can bring that up. But essentially what you can do is you get test keys instead of your live keys. And when you have your test keys active, you can put in the 424242, the fake credit card, and it will do the purchase. And I like testing that way. Groove Sell has a test mode, but it kind of skips the payment process. It just kind of shows you. I mean, it's helpful for knowing if your flow is correct. If somebody does purchase, where are they going to go next? It's helpful for that. But for me, I always want to see the credit card processing happen and make sure that that's going the way I want it to. So I use Stripe test keys to do that. And for me, that's the best way to do it. GroovePay, I don't know if Matt's watching this, but GroovePay does have a test mode, but you have to contact them, turn your entire GroovePay system into test mode and test it, and then come back, which isn't good if you have 25 products and you're just trying to test one, right? So that's why I use Stripe.
So when you use the Stripe test mode, do you go into Stripe and do something, or you do that from inside of Groove?
So I'll show you here. Inside of Groove, let's go here to, first of all, you can see that I have Stripe connected to Groove, and this is the test keys. So one of my payment gateways connected to Groove is a Stripe test payment gateway.
Okay.
So then with what I would do is go into the funnels and products and go into the product that we're working with. Sorry, guys, my ring is ringing. And go into the product and go into the edit product, gateways. And what we would do for credit card here, you can see it's already there. Stripe test only is what I'm using for now. So if I wanted to purchase this product right now, I could put the test information in there. So it's a combination of, you go to Stripe. I think I have a video on how to find your test keys. Let's see. I think there's one out there on YouTube. Go see your videos. And follow these simple steps for finding your Stripe keys, but I think that's for actually finding your live ones. I'm not sure if that covers actually finding the test keys. So remind me if I need to, I'll make another video about that, but that's what I do.
Why do you have Stripe and GroovePay, and how would you decide which one to use?
Well, that's a combination of answers, but number one, Stripe was around. I had Stripe before I had GroovePay, so I just have the account. Number two, y'all know the story. I had GroovePay and was using it, and then when they ran into their issue, I got caught the same way Groove did. So when Stripe pulled the plug on GroovePay, I had X number of $1,000 sitting there that I couldn't get. And so I went back to using Stripe until I was confident GroovePay was back up and good to go. And I've moved everything back to GroovePay at this point, but that's why I have those two accounts.
GroovePay is supposed to be less expensive.
GroovePay is less expensive.
Lower processing fees.
It is for me. I can't guarantee that for everybody, but I know it is for me. So that's the concept. For those of us that are full lifetime members of Groove. Anything else, Lucy?
Thank you. No, I'm glad I came today. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Let's see. Dave says, yeah, I agree. Fridays at this time is really good time, especially for those abroad. Okay, that's true, Dave. However, my friend in Australia is still telling me that this is not a good time. So I've got, I got to figure this out where I can stick this thing. So Australians and Europeans, and we're never going to hit everybody, are we? So, well, maybe I'll just add a weekly Friday, 2 p.m. You can vote by purchasing. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see if I can do that. I enjoy being on the Q&As. Okay. Somebody says for now. Okay. So Scott said, for now, I set up a Groove page domain/slug and set it up to redirect to the long URL in Groove Help Pro community. Okay, I'm not sure what you're Scott, what you're referring to there. Does PayPal have that capability? Yeah, I don't. The answer is I'm pretty sure PayPal has the capability of testing, but I don't know how it works with Groove. I'm not a fan of PayPal. I use it as little as possible. That's just me. So, all right, let's keep moving here. See how many questions we can get in here. Let's see. Ryan, is it N or is it Ryan? I got you're muted.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
I go by Ryan, but there's so
Good.
many Ryans. I use the N Ryan to differentiate. Yeah.
Very good.
So, yeah, that the N Ryan I use just for social media purposes. But
Very
no,
good.
I'm sitting here just soaking it up. I don't have a question per se. I'm a newbie, and when I got into the program, Tuesdays were not available to me, so I kind of went to this curb for a couple months, and I'm trying to get back in to see where I need to get started in. So
Okay, great.
yeah.
Great. Well,
Thank-
glad you're here. Those of you that are in the academy, every Q&A is, you can find it in multiple places. You can always go in the Facebook group and watch it, and you can always go into the membership itself, and the recordings are all there as well. So if you miss a Q&A and you want to hang out and watch it, and we try to keep it to an hour, we try to be concise, but we do our best. Yeah, but thanks for being here. Okay, so somebody, again, Facebook user, I'm going to guess that's you, Beth, but fees too high. Why don't I like PayPal? Similar reason. You all know that I onboarded over 100 people in January and February. PayPal decided they didn't trust me and held my money for about 20 days for no reason. It wasn't for no reason, right? They're trying to, catch fraud. And so they wanted to make sure I was actually selling something that people wanted. But that was really frustrating. And PayPal, it just is, I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't. And their fees are higher. So that's one of the reasons. Let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah. So Scott, you're saying that that was for the Groove member file name. Yeah. So that's how you get around that. You actually have a page with a slug that redirects to the long URL. Gotcha. Which I am actually doing something very similar right now with I'll show you here. Let's see. With my Groove membership. So a lot of you know that I created this 20-step cheat sheet, and a lot of you probably have downloaded it. Well, where is it? Get it to come up here. Great. My search won't work. Let's see. What's a better way to do it? Hold for just a moment. Lucy, I know you're online, and if you have a question, just pop in and let me know you have a question, and I'll make sure I get to it. Well, I don't know why my 20-step cheat sheet has disappeared. I do know this, it doesn't work anymore. And so let's just talk about why it doesn't work. Here it is. So this is the cheat sheet that was kind of the precursor to Groove Guides, which is coming really soon. And so essentially you could go in here, and this is 20 steps to sell your course with Groove. So what you could do is you could come in here and create a high converting landing page. You click on it. It's going to take you directly to the membership, the online course, where, let's try it again. I got to be logged in before I click it. Okay, so let's go back and click it now. It's going to take you directly to the lesson, but you'll notice something that it's just spinning. That's because this URL, which was the direct URL in days past, is no longer the direct URL, meaning that that David confirmed that Groove member those are not static. Those are going to change if you change your structure. which I was not thinking ahead of time. So what I have done and what we are in the process of doing is we have gone into, I have a pro Bitly account, and we are going through every one of our resources and putting a Bitly link on it so that if that link changes, we can click redirect and send it to a new destination URL, which is not unlike what you're doing, Scott, except I think it's a little easier, probably a little quicker way than what you were suggesting with using the redirecting Groove, but same concept. All right. Who needs the 20-step? Lucy, did you say? Are you the one that says you need the 20-step cheat sheet? Here's the thing. All right. I'm glad you brought that up. I want to show you something that we are, I want to say days away from releasing, but I'm afraid, we'll have a delay for some reason. But I'm going to go into, see if I can find it now. I had it up. Nope. Oh, that's the one that's spinning. Well, let's just go in here. I'll do it this way. So the Groove guides, the first Groove Adventure Guide is pretty much ready to use. And I'm going to have some of you test it, but we got to get all of these Bitly links in place before we make it public. But inside of the membership, we're going to go here, log in as the admin into the test account. And we're going to have, I haven't decided yet. I have two ways I'm going to do it. So this one here is coming soon, Groove Adventure Guides. This one is going to have the adventure guides in it. So multiple different guides for like selling your course or setting up a lead generation funnel, sales funnel with an upsell, sales funnel with bumps. All of those things are going to be their own guide. And here's what it's going to look like. So if you go into, this is build your lean, mean lead generation machine, 7 steps. So set up your Groove Mail, store your lead magnet, get ready to build, learn how to use pages, build your page, build your thank you page, set up your custom domain, and connect your domain. So then what you can do is if you've already set up your Groove Mail, you can skip to number 2. But if you're starting from scratch, what you would do is you would go into here. And then within Groove Mail, we have set up lists and tags, add a sender, create your form, and create your follow-up sequence. And if you view that lesson, now you're going to go into the videos. And so you can walk down through each of these things, go to the next lesson. We're working also, let's see if I can find it. We're working on adding, there we go. So we are adding the transcription to all of these as well. And one of the things that I think we have that probably isn't out there really anywhere is this whole area of setting up your custom domain. Dave, you'll appreciate this. So connect your branded custom domain emails. This is a piece that a lot of people get stuck on. You connect your domain to Groove and then your email doesn't work. So if you go in here, first of all, there's a lesson. The video is not there, but if you're going to use Microsoft Outlook or Google Workspace or Namecheap, you can click here and we'll take you to their page. That was cool. It flashed and went away. Not helpful. Let's go to Google Workspace. There we go. So this will show you the MX records that you need to add to make your Google Workspace work. Okay. And that is coming up. We're close to releasing that. So the first one is going to be how to create a lead generation funnel, step by step, 7 steps. Then the second one, I'm going to mute you, knowing me. The second one is going to be how to set up a funnel. It's the replacement for the 20-step cheat sheet. How to set up your course and sell it with Groove Sell and all of the access levels and everything. And again, it's going to be step by step. So you can choose which steps you want to follow, but you're going to be able to walk through it that way. And then the final piece for these, hopefully, is we take them and we go from Groove membership where they are right now, and we put them into book form so that you can have a PDF that you're just kind of paging through with the same purpose. So, thoughts? It's good. It's good. All right, great. I need it. I need it. Yeah, I got in the chat here. I need it. I'll take it. Great, brilliant. Okay, for you, those of you that are in the academy, you are going to get it. Like I said, in the next, I might release it just in test mode next Monday, and you can take a look down through it. But if you're not in the academy and you're watching today and you'd like to know more about that, go to yourbestgroove.com/academy, and you can join us there anytime. All right. Are you selling your services, memberships to VA agencies yet? Beth, we should talk because let's see if we can make that happen. I'd be happy to do training for groups if I can do that. So Gwendolyn is here, but your devices are not connected, so I can't bring you on to the screen. But for anybody else who's here, or if you're on Facebook and you want to shoot a question in there, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day for Friday. So anybody else here that wants to ask anything?
Kevin, I'm just concerned about something you said relating to the memberships, because that would be an area that I would definitely want to use. You said if you change your structure, the URL changes.
That's just to the direct. Okay, so in my case, I'm using memberships in a way they're not really intended to be used. So if you go to answers.grooveanswersfast.com, which is also a place all of these bit.ly links have to go. If you were to go to my search engine as an example, so let's go to answers.grooveanswersfast.com. And let's just go to the, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to go to the portal. This is being rebuilt, by the way. This is also going to look new in the next week. Okay, so let's just go look for button. Let's see. I don't know. Let's try this one. Some of these are going to, yeah, that's a YouTube. Anyhow, back to your question, Lucy, instead of going through it. This whole Groove Answers Fast solution database is a way to search for things that are in my membership. And so what we did is we set it up so that you can click on this and it's going to go directly to where that solution is supposed to be in the membership. It actually is just the URL. You saw it was just the numbers and letters, and you're not going to be doing that, I don't think. You're going to be sending people into your membership and they're going to follow it just like we were looking at. So what I'm talking about is the URLs on the back end changing so that we can't go directly to something. However, I think David said they were going to fix that as well. We were going to have static URL links, but in the meantime, I'm going to just go with the bit.ly solution, and that way I can change it one time and it fixes it everywhere.
Okay, good. Because I would hate to have a membership and then people try and log in and they're like, oh, that doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I might know some people. Yeah. So here's the thing. I want to just say a couple of things before we run today. Number one, for those of you that are in the academy, next Tuesday, I have David Lemon lined up to join us. And so, if you want to hear from him, I think he's going to have some good things to share. So I come on Tuesday to the live Q&A or watch it. And that's inside the membership. Secondly, I discovered something. So I think I found the solution as to why some of my members were not getting emails. And if you were not getting emails, but you got one or two the last couple of days, let me know. Because what I discovered is, I'm going to show you this. And now that I see it, it makes sense. And I'm not sure of a good workaround. But inside of Groove Mail, okay, let's go to Groove Mail. You know that we have these segments. And we can create a segment based on people who have this tag or this, they're in this list. Let's go into the list. Let's go to segments. So I have a segment called Groove for Growth Academy, and it's the people who are currently either lifetime or monthly members. So if you think about it, in my whole database of over 1,000 people, a couple hundred, 250 or so are current Groove for Growth members. And these are people that have the tag, they bought the Academy, or they were in early on and they bought the G4G membership. And then I exclude people. When people cancel, they get a tag that says they canceled, so we exclude them from these mailings. However, here's the thing. If you go look at the segment, you see that it says 253 with 13 that are not active. That would be people who've unsubscribed from this, or they actually are a hard bounce or some other reason. So that leaves 240 people that should be getting this email. But when we go over to my campaigns and take a look, you can see that I was sending it to 167, 165, 164. So somewhere in there, I was missing 60, 70, 80 people that were in the segment, but we're not getting the email. And you can see that now it's 232, which is a lot closer to 240. So here's what I discovered. For any given contact inside of your system, they can be on any number of lists. And so let's just go in. We'll look at all the Kevins. Let's go here. Now, you can see all of the information down here. This is one of my records that has these 9 or 10 tags. I'm on all of these lists, and I've completed these sequences. Let's see. I am on the Groove for Growth Academy. So this record, this contact would show up in that particular segment. However, if I have unsubscribed from any of these lists, anyone, it doesn't matter which one, if at any point in time I got an email and didn't want to get current customer updates, that will show up here as current customer updates, and it's grayed out. You know that they unsubscribed from that list. If I've unsubscribed from any lists, I am not going to get an email from that segment. And again, it makes sense because if you think about how I'm building the segment, I'm not building the segment based on who's on a list. I'm building the segment based on a bunch of other data in the database. And so how is the segment supposed to figure out whether Jim unsubscribed from this information or from some other information? So it just excludes those people from the actual send. And what I found is that 70 of you, and I had a system way back when where the first thing I did was added people to the default list I had. And then I unsubscribed them from that list when I put them on another list, meaning that you had an unsubscribe in my database for you, even though you never unsubscribed. Y'all following this? And so it was excluding you because you were unsubscribed. But when we went back and looked at your information, 70 people had the default unsubscribed and everything else was still there. So we went and removed that from all of your records that we think we found. And I think we solved the, you weren't getting the, I think that's why you weren't getting the emails. All right. How's that? Yeah, go ahead, Jim. If you're muted, if you want to say something, go ahead.
Yes, I was going to say, I still use HostGator right now for my real estate website because I actually do business and I'm not in a monetary mode yet on the Groove accounts. What I do is I have set up a page that's an automatic redirect. I think it's doing the same thing that you're doing with Bitly. If I have a link that goes from anywhere, right? If I put it in a newsletter, if I put it in an email, if I put it on a page, it goes to that page that's basically a redirect. Is that basically what Bitly's doing for you?
Essentially, I think, yeah.
Okay.
And I see Scott, is that Scott that's talking there? Somebody, yeah, Scott is saying that I found a cloaker that allows your own branded domain as the prefix instead of Bitly. Well, I have a branded, so Bitly is letting me brand as well, but I just don't have the lifetime fee. But yeah, send me the information you have on that. So he's saying that instead of I pay monthly for Bitly, but my links go to my own brand. If you go look at them, the links are ybgroove.com. So I actually don't have Bitly in the link, but I also am paying monthly. So yeah,
Well, that's what I'm doing with the real estate one. Is it's my own domain, so it shows as going to one of my domain pages and then redirects to the specific page that I need. I should be able to do that within Groove. Groove they don't have a rule against doing redirects. Like I set up a page that's purely a redirect page. That would be
right. Yeah, no, you can. Everything that I'm doing with Bitly, I could do in Groove, but that would mean I would be setting up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages and going in and manually setting the redirect up. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it right in Bitly and boom, just create the link. So
I don't think so, but that's okay.
Well, it's the only way to get hundreds of redirects. You have to have hundreds of pages in Groove
I'm
if you're
saying
going to do it with
redirect,
Groove.
but I send everybody, instead of sending them to I send them to that one page. And I could do it from 1,000 different pages. I could have that link on it.
Well, you're talking about something totally different, because in my membership I have 150 solutions that all need their own link. I can't send a bunch of people to one link. I'm sending their one for one. So I need 150 different redirects to make it work.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So you get it. Good. I'm seeing that several of you saying that you've been getting the emails now and you weren't. So great. I'm happy to see that. And I think I solved the problem. Now I just need to decide, okay, what's the best way to, to make sure that doesn't happen? Because let's say I send out an email, a marketing email, right? And I say, hey, here's this great thing you all should get. And 3 of you go and you're like, I don't want marketing emails from Kevin. So you unsubscribe from the marketing list. You're going to stop getting my other emails, which is certainly not the way it's supposed to work. So I think the only solution that I can think of is I have to maintain that active membership list and only send emails to that list. As long as I send to the list that you're actively on, you're going to get the emails, right? Everybody follow?
I think so.
All right. So I think, we keep finding out. Okay. So that was it. I showed you the guide preview. All right. Last thing, I'm going to show you these easy blocks because I've heard some people saying they don't see them. So these were a nice little addition that showed up last night or yesterday. I think they started gradually showing up yesterday. Let's see if they're still here. So we already had pre-formatted blocks, but what we have now, I'm going to click on this, click the plus, is this new category called easy blocks. And it's kind of just pre-formatted blocks that are easy to recolor, easy to rebrand, but they're in each of the different categories. So we have easy block navigations, heroes, team, pricing, stats, testimonial, and you can see all of these when you click down through that. So these are new, like literally yesterday, today, and you can now have more tools to build. So if I want to grab the thank you block. So, you want to build a thank you page in your lead generation funnel. There you go. Just grab this block. Your ebook is on the way to your inbox, and, then you can make it yours. So those are pretty cool. And I think some other new things are coming. Let's hope, right? Groove Mail is delivering. My list is staying clean. I think what I'm hearing from everybody else, your lists are staying clean. I think we've turned a corner on Groove Mail as well. That's for those of you who are using Amazon. I know for sure. I don't know about Groove's SMTP, but I think most of the people that are in my academy are using Amazon at this point. It's good and bad for me to have seen that your sequences are working. Bad for me because my emails are not firing or going out. Well, we should maybe hop on a call and take a look at that someday. I'd be happy to look at your stuff. So message me, Lewis, and see if we can take a look at it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for popping in for a Friday special. And I'll consider doing this, the Tuesday and the Friday for those of you that enjoy Fridays more. But thanks for those of you that are in the Improve Your Groove group, the YouTube channel, the Groove, Your Best Groove page. I'm not sure where you all caught me today, but thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoyed it. And see you next time. Thanks,
Have a good
everybody.
weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.